Let's bring in Solomon Adodo, President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. We'll discuss it's a youth day, and it's interesting to start from that, the report we had where the young lads were doing Nigeria proud. What do you make of that? I mean, talking about using youth to, get to help us get out of insecurity, and then food sufficiency. What do you make of that?
Yes, you see, this year's International Youth Day theme is very significant, and it offers Nigeria unique opportunities to move to the front lines in the Committee of Nations on the plane of economics. And it's with utilizing ICT-driven innovative agriculture. The theme for this year is transforming food systems, youth innovation for human and planetary health. So you see a key word there, innovation, in our food systems, in our agricultural system. And what you see there, most young men you saw in that report, we are already moving with an innovative edge. What we now need to do is to see how to expand that frontier, rural communities, is to see how we can make agriculture more appealing to the Nigerian youth. There are potentials, vast potentials for jobs. I noted in my speech earlier today, in my address, that we have vast lands and yet no food. So we need to engage more youth. We need to make agriculture more appealing. And already there are government agencies that have risen to that partnership and that are doing excellently well.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
In addition to that, I'd actually like you to address the fact that, government has come up with all kinds of youth empowerment programs, that address agriculture and, of course, even tech. Would you say that this, interventions from the federal government are actually getting to the right quarters, being the youth? And if it's not, what exactly do you think is responsible for that?
Thank you very much. I was to talk about some of them, which include the initiatives from NALDA, which is going to create jobs and then send more youth to the farms. Large hectareage of lands have been carved out for innovative agriculture. Then also, from the report, you saw a young...
Is it across the nation?
Yeah, across the nation, across the 36 states of Nigeria and even the FCT. So we want to see what are the comparative advantages of the respective states. Some states can produce this, some states can go into this form, some in processing, and so on and so forth. We also have funds, the Nigerian Youth Investment Funds, which is being channeled through NISAL, and then other funds through NISAL. The Bank of Industry is there, Smeden is doing trainings and all of these things. Now, we have come to realize from the National Youth Council of Nigeria that there is a sort of disconnect. Now, government is doing its part, but then there is no marriage between, or there is no strong link, so we are not reaching as much youth. So the National Youth Council of Nigeria has taken it as a bounden duty. By next week, we are launching a project called the Agri-Volution Project, the Agricultural Revolution Project, which will bring more youth to key into these vistas of opportunities that have been created by government. We are going to not only utilize these ones, but we are also going to look at other areas, other aspects. There are funds from IFAD, International Fund for Agricultural Development. How can we utilize them for food security in Nigeria, for economic productivity and growth? We are going to also look at AFDB, African Development Bank. There are also funds there. So there are areas where the youth can be engaged. Now, what we want to do is to create entirely new jobs. So when the youth are trained in this agriculture, we also organize them into clusters. Some in processing, the agri value chain, some in the direct cultivation of crops or rearing of animals or whatever it is. So we are going to be taking it from start to finish, and again, creating new jobs entirely.
And again, you're doing it across the 36.
Across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And much more than that, we are going down to the grassroots. Today, we also went to the rural areas. We went to farms. You see, there is one thing we tend to look at. Most times when we talk about youth, we look at those who are dressed in suits. We look at those who are educated. We need to engage everybody. You know, the GAIN project that you just saw launched here, they talked about even persons with disabilities.
I wanted
Everybody has something to
before I must say what you're saying is interesting.
Yes.
Let's discuss again what we just watched a while ago, the Global Alliance for Youth Nigeria initiative. Would you say then that other stakeholders are rising up to the occasion and not leaving it alone to the federal government to do?
And that is what it should be. You see, it is not just saying, oh, the federal government should do this. Everybody, all hands must be on deck. Where we missed it, everybody looks at the federal government. You see, it's quite funny that we don't even look at what the state government should do. We don't look at what the local government should do. There are vistas of opportunities everywhere. You know, the private sector have roles to play. So for us at the National Youth Council of Nigeria, we are going to be taking it as a duty because we are the ones that are pinched. The youth that are unemployed, the people unemployed are mostly youth. Those who have been pushed into crimes are mostly youth. Those who are suffering in hunger, in poverty, unemployed, everything. So we'll be knocking on the doors of private sector bodies. We'll be knocking on the doors of the state government. And we are not saying give us money. We are saying bring on initiatives like this to engage the youth. Let us create new jobs, innovative jobs, jobs that we can export products or produce from Nigeria to the world.
But let's talk about, because it's not just agriculture we're talking about.
Yes,
here. There's disruptive technology. And the Nigerian youth has demonstrated that it really has,
disruptive technology.
Yes. Look at Move, Flutter Wave. These are young people.
Yes.
You know. But beyond just talking the talk, that there is a need to provide the enabling environment. Let me just quote what Sunday Dari, the Minister for Youth and Sports, said. He said the day offers an opportunity to implement timely policies that will harness the innovative talents of the youth for development.
True.
Beyond, you know, talking the talk, what are those specifics that need to be done seriously? A lot has been said about the need for functional education that prepares the Nigerian youth, you know, for the demands of the future.
Now, when we are talking about the functional education, as we are moving from the education phase, what we at the National Youth Council are doing is from education to practicals, from the lab to the field, to the market, straight. You know, these are tech giants, emerging tech giants in Nigeria here who have done so much, Flutterwave and all. We want to also see how we can bring them to also mentor and inspire other youths. We should have a thread, a continuous chain, you know, that goes on. If Flutterwave is excelling, then it should inspire one young man somewhere, you know, and then across board, you know, and then linking all of this also to agriculture, because our emphasis is we are going to also apply tech in agriculture, innovative agricultural marketing, and all of these things. So these are areas we are looking at.
All right,
and
Solomon.
practically from what we learn to what we can practice, from our potentials to productivity.
Great.
Fantastic ideas you've dropped here. We just wish you the best. Simple. Yeah.